All right,
Okay.
and we are live with Petros. Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, Rhea. Thanks for the invitation. Hello, Russ, I would say.
Hello. So how did you can you give us a little of your background, like how you got started with the digital nomad life? And it looks, as you can see, you're currently living in a van right now. So,
Yes, indeed. Yeah, it's the choice I made, like, let's say, almost 4 to 5 years ago to pick up a childhood dream. And after, let's say, deciding not to spend time I was living in Berlin at that time, in Germany. And
mhm.
yeah, decided to like move into a van or a bus, let's say like this. And the digital nomad situation actually picked up really, or I decided to do it uh, about 2.5 years ago, basically after the COVID time. That was the moment where I had a kind of how to say a two-way option for myself. I tried to do like after coming back from the big pause, let's say,
Mhm.
and yeah, it was one time I tried the music therapy because I educated myself into doing that, but unfortunately, it didn't work out that how I expected it or how I wished. And then I went very practical to the situation and thought about, yeah, I want to be living this experience on the road and yeah, traveling to places and searched for a remote possibility like work to do that and landed in customer service, so more or less.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Cool. So at first you tried music therapy, right? And then
Yeah, exactly. That's something for sure I will be doing in time.
okay.
At this moment, I decided it's
And
not
what
something for now, but yeah, I wanted to try to like get a first experience.
okay. And what exactly is music therapy? How would you describe that?
It's a very broad subject in a way, but yeah, as the name itself says, it's you basically offer a therapeutic moment with people that would like
Mhm.
to participate either one-on-one or like in a group session, and then you use music or sound as a medium, like yeah, to get to know each other, get to open up, and yeah, maybe find the one or the other, let's say, obstacle in the way to overcome, more or less.
Okay. Wow, that sounds really cool. I'd love to do that too.
Indeed, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I find myself as well in the situation, when there are moments where you need to introspect, put on some music, go on for a walk. That's already doing miracles. I mean?
Right. Yeah, that sounds really cool. Did you manage to get any clients with that? Were you freelancing?
No, I wasn't freelancing. I went into let's say, a contract-based work or job, and it was in how do you say? Hmm, I don't know the word in English now. Like I have to think a bit.
Like
um,
a company
let's
or
say,
the
yeah, it was a company where let's say, a house where let's say older people were living, but
okay,
not
like a
directly
nursing
under. It was
home.
a, yeah, exactly, in a way, a nursing home,
Oh,
and
I see.
tried to do it there. And yeah, unfortunately, the let's call it very roughly, the vibes were not yeah, was pretty depressing for myself at that moment, and a very slow movement. It was, I felt after like around 2 months like I was swimming in like how do you say, rough oil, like like
Okay. Like a vat
so
of oil or something. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I kind of decided, no, it's okay. It was a nice team for sure, and the people more or less, more of them were like pretty friendly, but yeah, it was not the moment, let's say, to yeah, to stay longer.
Okay. Yeah, that's understandable. I mean,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I imagine it would be difficult with like elderly people. So,
Yeah, or, no, let's say not like the elderly people. I think it's not, or in general, people. It's not the problem, but in that case, in that scenario, it was a lot of um, people who were demotivated in general with life.
hmm.
So
Okay.
it's a bit hard, to open up, try to go into the connection, and then you get
Hmm.
blocked, and then you try
Right.
again, and then blocked, and it's all every day the same situation. And then you have from the, let's say, I'm just saying now, let's say 100 encounters, you have like 3 4 where you actually get into a discussion, or like get to know, mm, exchange, I don't know. So yeah. At
Okay,
that moment
right.
I wanted to go a bit more, I don't know, to enjoy
Okay,
life
more
again, being
like
outside,
deeper, I
whatever, like
guess.
moving more.
Hmm.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like a very, spiritual job. A lot of
In a way, you have to, yeah, be, let's say, like these moments, not take them personally, and then it, it's not a short-term job. It's something you have to build for it's a long-term thing. You have to get to know the
hmm.
people, all these situations. And then at that time, I was like, no, actually, it was also a stationary job in Berlin, where I've
Hmm.
lived over 15 years, and it was a moment where I actually, from the from the depth of my heart, I wanted actually to move away. So it was, yeah, 2 3 things that told myself like, okay, no, it's not the
Okay.
right thing at the right moment.
Okay. And then you went to customer service. And is that fully
Yeah,
remote?
basically. That was fully remote, yeah. It
Okay,
was a
nice.
thing that for sure COVID opened up how do you say, made a standard out of a lot of industries, that remote working was, yeah, becoming a standard, even if
Yeah.
technologically it was already a possible standard 10 years ago or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Just like rapidly accelerated it. So,
Exactly, yeah.
yeah, so many new industries and companies went remote. So that's
Yuba.
cool. And was it customer service for like a similar industry, like the music therapy, or is it
No,
unrelated?
yeah, at that moment it was just my focus was to get something remotely possible, home office possible. So yeah, I was looking like for a month what is in general possible to do, and then okay, I can kind of narrow it down to customer service. At that time, um this company was like hiring a lot of people because it grew over the, let's say, the COVID time. And yeah, it was basically an easy way in. And yeah, I mean, the work was, let's say, in the delivery service area. And
Okay.
it was basically in the beginning a call center job, like,
Right. Yeah, just answering.
reacting to customers or to like business partners. And yeah.
Okay, cool. And did you do that entirely in your van? Do you live in your van full time, or you have like other
Yeah,
places?
except, yeah, sorry, I'm interrupting.
Oh no, no, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, no, more or less, yeah. I live full time, but when I was in, I was actually in the city like over the first winter, like I don't 2021 to 2022, and yeah, there I had the chance to spend it also inside somewhere because I didn't have a heating.
Hmm.
But after that, yeah, it was basically on the road. Then I tried to do again the winter off. Like the next winter, I drove from Germany to the south of Europe, and then back, and now again, and yeah, this time I decided I'm not going back.
Okay, nice. Wow. So you've traveled. Where have you traveled with the van? Have you been like all over Europe with it?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
But yeah, more or less in the, let's say, in this period, like over France, Spain, and Portugal. That was the countries that I visited the most.
Hmm.
And yeah, now it's a bit of an open subject, so I'm trying to also go somewhere else and see a bit
Okay.
more.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome. You can just like take off whenever. That freedom is amazing.
In this case, yeah, I mean, I am grateful that we are living in this time. You know, we have the internet, we can do a lot of things without being directly physical at one like this now. I mean, you're from the other side of the world from my perspective, you know.
Right. Yeah, it's amazing like the power we have
That's why.
now in 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a
It-
superpower almost.
yeah, I mean, if you ask our parents' generation, they are living the future. You know, I mean, for them it was I don't know, sci-fi movies when they were
Right.
growing up. I mean, for us as well, but you know,
Right. Yeah, we're pretty much in a sci-fi movie right now. Like
in a
we
way.
showed, yeah, if we showed this to people 100 years ago, they'd be like blown away.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm talking to a
Wow, is
guy
that
in a
possible?
van on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, so yeah, I told you I lived in my car for a little bit. So yeah,
Yeah.
I really miss that freedom of just kind of like driving wherever you want to go, being wherever you want to be.
Where did you do that actually? The experience, let's say.
So that was actually during the pandemic. So that was what,
Ah,
like a couple years ago? Yeah,
okay.
and I did that in the US.
In the US. Okay. Nice.
Yeah, did
A
kind of
lot of
road
time
trip.
to like yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So it's
to
funny,
visit
like
all the
almost every
spots.
guest I've had has, COVID and the pandemic was kind of the trigger that led them on their
Yeah,
digital nomad
I
journey.
can imagine.
Yeah. So yeah, it's huge, huge changes going on in the world for sure. But and did you build the inside of your van yourself? Did you custom build it?
More, no, not directly. Let's say like this. It's a bit of a Frankenstein build. It's like
Okay.
it was built before from let's say roughly a motocross team that wanted to yeah, go to races, whatever. So the half was already built as a living area, and then the other half was the garage for the bikes. And basically, yeah, when I got rid of the in between wall, and then yeah, made some other changes, and then cut some things out, and then put my own ideas inside, and it kind of grew to a mixed thing.
Okay. That's really cool. Do you have a kitchen in there too?
Exactly, kitchen, the bed, the I don't know the shower cabin I did cut out because it was blocking a lot of space and a lot of time. Time no, a lot of light. Sorry,
Hmm.
like I do it now outside. Whatever. It's that's
Oh,
the
nice.
least I did.
Okay. So you got an outdoor shower now.
In a way, yeah, it's like a kind of how do you say, container where you put water inside and you can pump it up and then you can do it outside with a bit of pressure.
Okay, awesome.
You
And you have Wi-Fi too? What do you do for Wi-Fi?
For the internet, I basically have still a contract, more or less. Let's say the life is in Germany. I'm registered in Germany. The car is registered in Germany, and I have a contract from let's say years back with a phone company, or how do you say it? And through that, I have roughly big internet budget for Europe. Luckily, some years back, this roaming situation got unified, so there is no roaming. You have a kind of how do you say, the company gives you this much of internet outside of your country, but then you don't have extra costs on it. So basically, that's one option which is always there, but for sure, I mean, if you do a lot of uploading, downloading, media, blah, 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 then you need a bit more. So I usually tend to, in the countries where I know I will be staying a bit longer, like for now, Spain, I think 3 months here. So
Mhm.
I got a SIM card from here, with uh, more, let's say, not on the uh, telephone aspect, but on the internet aspect, more mobile data. And yeah, that's a kind of a mixed thing. So one time the Spanish now card, I don't know, in next month I will be in France. If I know I'll be staying longer there, then I'll get one from there. And if let's say like this, if I don't have the possibility, or if I know that I'm not going to be using the card from the country I am, or I'm not going to be staying long, and I need to transfer a lot of data, then I mean there are like yeah, let's say like this, public libraries are like one of my uh, beloved co-working spaces. It's always
Nice.
nice and relaxed there, not a lot of noise.
Right.
Internet not the best, but hey, it's all how to say, good that it's there. And then of course, then you have the nowadays you go into a cafe, they have the internet, or the if it's so drastic, I can book also a co-working space where they have I don't know, whatever, uh, the fast internet, let's say like that.
Right.
So that's kind of the idea.
Right. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I used a lot of libraries when I was traveling around in my car. Those are great. Like
It's the
a,
best. It's the best. I mean,
yeah, it's free, free co-work space
yeah,
pretty
yeah, it's
much.
free. It's there. I mean, that's it. The public stuff. It's usually underestimated. We
Right.
grow up in a world. I have to go to this spot because no, I mean there are so much stuff offered to us. It just like that because we live in countries or whatever. We're doing this and that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, gotta take what's available. So
Yeah.
yeah, and so how much did it cost to kind of get started with the van life? If like someone's interested in starting van life,
Yeah,
how
now the cost I would say for this thing is a bit relative in a way because I don't know, it depends on what you want and yeah, I guess let's say the thing of what kind of car and how good it is from the beginning. For myself, it was I this project goes I must say it's now I think 7 years or 8 years that I have this car,
Mhm.
but it's been a process and it was like when I decided I knew okay my budget is not that big and but I wanted to let's say like this my one of the most important things was I be able to stand up inside the car
Hmm.
So I kind of looked for different camper vans or the buses or whatever. And over the time, I think it took 4 months about until I saw this one. It was in the budget. And then I went to the place where it was, talked with the people. For the car, it was 4,000. It's like this, four
Okay,
thousand euros.
4,000 euros. Yeah.
But over time, I've spent probably another 6,000 repairing stuff. It's an old car, with a lot of rust. And,
Right.
more or less, it was like, let's say, over the course of time, 10,000. With also, of course, like, the solar system, the batteries, the whatever extra things that are not directly car related, but life related, because you need a bit of power, you need to store it. I don't know,
Right, maintenance
basically.
costs
The
and
energy is
everything.
like, yeah. I mean, if you want to live, let's say like this, to be able to park somewhere and do your thing, because you can go
Hmm.
also to campsite for sure, where they have the power, and then you're good. So
Right.
yeah, I guess it depends on what someone wants. If you want it starts for sure with a car. You can get also a car for less than 1,000 euros, or whatever, 1,000 money, and then it might be a bit smaller, whatever, but it doesn't matter. It's like the most important thing. I think if someone wants to do this, is as you've done it as yourself. Just get the first possible thing you have and do it, and then
Mhm.
you will know. Okay, I like this. I want to change this, or that I want to maybe have it a bit bigger, or it doesn't matter, or whatever. And then
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta kind of like
yeah,
get the experience first.
exactly. Yeah, it's like sometimes. Sometimes you might go and work, I don't know, whatever, a long time to create a budget to like put into something, into a project like this, and then you realize afterwards, I don't even need the half of the things that are inside. So
Right.
yeah, it depends on, for myself, let's say like this, I can speak only for myself. It's like, it was at the time I didn't want to spend a lot of time building. That was one
Mhm.
of the things. So I was already looking for something that had a rough infrastructure inside. And
Mhm.
then, yeah, I think that was it. And basically the standing, and the budget for sure. Like, these are the two, three things that were important for me at the time. And then it evolved. Like the car was standing also half a year because it wasn't able to get the how do you say, this car check, to
I
be
like the
able to be on the
inspection.
road. Yeah, the inspection, exactly. And then it moved like a bit slower in the beginning. Then I didn't invest in all these energies related stuff because I wasn't living inside. So yeah, sometimes went on a road trip. It was like slowly beginning, but
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
over
Hmm.
time, I mean, I'm still upgrading or changing or leaving things out even now. Okay, now I'm on the road. It's a bit difficult because I don't know where to put them. But
Right.
you know what?
Right. Yeah. How is the van life culture in like Europe? Is it pretty easy to live in a van? Is there like the police don't
I think
really
so.
bother
Yeah.
you?
For I've been doing it now directly like 4 or 5 years, and I honestly had very rarely a problem like with I think, let's say like this: if you are first of all respectful in the for the places you park at, what I mean, then if you are open to people coming and are interested in a way, even if it's the authority, You know, like
Hmm.
be open, talk with them. I mean, if they have a problem, they will tell you. If it's so drastic out of a problem, then you can drive to I don't know, 3 roads down the whatever the block, or like into another field outside in the countryside. But honestly, maybe it's the play. I usually tend to also to uh, pick out places to park where there are not a lot of people. It's a bit more of a nature thing where you know, sometimes come the I had some interactions with let's say people who had land around the area,
Hmm.
and they felt some kind of frustration for yeah, for people in cars living there, living. I mean, you rarely in this thing stay at one point more than, let's say, a week maximum for myself, like
Right.
except if there is something I don't know about maybe 5 years ago when I was working stationary in Berlin. Then for sure I parked the car in one street. I kind of was you know, silent at night. I uh, didn't show a lot of myself. Like, I okay, someone is living in there, a bit more stealthy, let's say, like this.
Right.
But yeah, I guess it depends on where you park. And but if you're parking, let's say, like this outside on the in the nature in a small road, of course the someone who drives by knows that someone is inside. You know, nobody parks a car like that in the middle of nowhere, like and leaves leaves it there. It's
Right.
like you know, so it's okay. Have your door open if the weather is possible for it. You know, say hi
Hmm.
to the people who come by, and if they are open, you get into a communication thing, get to know each other. Most of the people are who are open enjoyed that people stay there and like their surroundings and their yeah, their village or their city. So more or less, I must say, I had let's say the positive overweighs the negative experiences, which are like minimal in the past 4 or 5 years. It's
Okay. Nice.
I think you get also for someone who does it after a bit of time, and if you are if you have an empathic, if your heart is open, you
Hmm.
feel into the others. If they don't like it, I mean, I don't have to stay in a place where the people don't like it. You know, I mean, it's
Mm.
okay, it's normal. No worries. It's
Right. Okay. Yeah, I
50
guess
kilometers
it's
down the road. Sorry,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like kind of your energy you're giving off, and then that gets reflected back. So
in a way, exactly. Yeah.
yeah. So do you think you'll ever go back to living in an apartment or a house or a fixed place? Or
I think so. Yeah, but
yeah.
more maybe with the age, I would say. I come
Okay.
originally from Cyprus, and it's for sure something that I would love to do in time, like to be able to, whether it's now a house or how the image will be. I don't know, but for sure stationary. I would love to spend my all the years on the island. So that for sure. But what happens in the in between, I don't know. At the moment, no.
Okay. So just whenever you know get the feeling.
Exactly. I mean,
Okay.
I ask when I am there, you know, when I visit my family, I ask how it is, if it's possible, or that I look what the situation is with a bit of land, you know, what are
Hmm.
the, I don't know, what is the situation, let's say, and then just to be,
Okay.
how do you say, up to date. And
Right.
if it's possible at one point, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And then what was your life like before you got into the van life?
I was living basically, yeah, in my time in Berlin was over, let's say, more or less two apartments,
Hmm.
so very fixed. And unfortunately, not a lot of going out. I spent most of my time inside the city. I was playing also music with two bands I had, so we were doing a lot, and also inside the city. Of course, sometimes we drove out for concerts, and with my at that time partner, we had also like a kind of let's say excursion or like short holidays. Yes, but mostly it was in the city, and yeah, I think that's why it's a bit of a a feeling of I haven't lived this experience of going out and as I said, it was from the childhood thing to like get this have this experience driving with a car or with a bus, a van, whatever, and staying at places. So I think it's a kind of compensation now.
Right.
Like I didn't
Yeah.
experience it long enough, so now I'm giving it time.
Right. Yeah, that's cool. You knew what you wanted from childhood. I think.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, in between, I forgot. I must be
yeah.
honest.
Right.
I got into a kind of, this is it, that's life, and so. And then after a bit of time, I was like, no, there are other
Right.
things elsewhere. Think about them. Do you remember? It was a process.
Right. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people start living in vans just because of Instagram or it's kind of trending, but that's cool. It's like
I mean,
your
yeah,
dream.
if it's an inspiration or rock and roll, go and experience it. And then, if it's something for longer or that maybe for the holidays, or the whatever, or if it was a one-time thing.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I had also my fears, but through YouTube and the videos, or basically from people sharing their experience, I was like, yeah, I mean, like irrational fears of how it's going to be and how it's not going to be, and blah, things that you cannot control, but
Hmm.
always, don't do this, don't do this. So it was nice to like have some, in the open space to see experiences from others and like say, come on, I'll do it, and it
Right.
will work out.
Right. And yeah, it did work out.
In the
Did you
moment,
have
yeah.
any challenges? Like any major challenges along the journey?
Yeah, I mean, let's say like this, with this uh, kind of life or style of life, let's say like this, I had the challenges is when the car breaks down. Yeah,
Hmm.
because then you have no house, you have no home.
Right. Yeah.
So you have to like bring it somewhere, and then in this case it's an older thing, an older vehicle. They have to find the parts. It usually takes longer than it would take for, let's say, newer car, and yeah, you have to kind of manage this in between. That's the yeah, a bit of a challenging
Hmm.
or that are challenging moments. And
Right.
yeah, I think
Hmm.
the rest is kind of in the beginning, for sure it was a bit more can I park here, it was a lot of getting to know also oneself, like
Hmm.
because the thoughts or the brain in my case it always told me, but no, I don't know, is it good here, I don't know, these plays, there are but at the end of the day, the only thing you can do is stop there. If I try now and just do it from the first impression, it's nice, I stay. What
Hmm.
happens then, I cannot directly control. And if it's nice, it's cool. If not, also okay. What can I do?
Hmm. Nice. Yeah, that's great. Living the life.
It's a challenging, in general, challenging, let's say, every day for sure. I mean,
Hmm.
not talking it too like, it's nice to be optimistic, but also realistic. So every day is a challenge for sure. Sometimes you have like this, you wake up, and then the mostly car related because of, for sure it's your home, you want to move, blah blah blah. But yeah, I guess be open to it, and then it will be okay.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. And so now you're not working, right?
I'm trying now to
Or looking
offer
for work?
my skills as a, let's say like this kind of naja, and over what is it, as a virtual assistant, let's say like this. I
Okay.
have some skills in I learned to be an audio engineer. I edit the videos, I do media stuff, and then through this customer service area, I'm kind of trying to offer this to basic services, and then let's see.
Okay.
It's a transition phase for myself now as well. It's been now at the time we are doing this. It's been 2 weeks about that I'm out, so it's like yeah, and see. If
Okay.
not, I mean, for sure, klar, I'm open to applying also to jobs because why not? If it's nice, the for me it's important that the for sure this remote situation can continue and that
Hmm.
the so-called climate inside the company is nice. If the people are friendly, then I do it.
Right.
But
Wow,
yeah,
that's a great mindset. So
I try because I recommend it's the most important thing. If there is respect for the others' experience and all this stuff, and people are friendly, then it's nice to help someone. It's like, what do you want more?
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the way, that's the right mindset for sure.
Ah,
So yeah,
you
I guess a couple more questions. Maybe like, so how do you typically spend your day these days? What does like a day in the life look like? Do you have a routine that's going, or is it kind
uh,
of spontaneous?
more or less, yeah, more or less. I try to keep a routine yeah, to be productive in a way, and then also not to sit all the time inside the car. That was
Hmm.
something that was a bit of a, yeah, not a very pleasant situation. That's why I'm trying to freelance now to like be a bit more flexible with the time because I
Hmm.
realized after sitting 8 hours like in the same position, my legs I've seen slight thrombosis signs. I was like, not good. So yeah, now
Oh,
my kind of basic routine is like, yeah, as soon as possible, waking up, going outside, then for a walk to move the body. It's directly also a nice process in the morning to like, yeah, reflect on the day, blah blah blah, and then basically try to, yeah, work on my projects and on this building of the platform, like with you. I think like various tasks like websites or the was weiß ich, data putting there or the finding platforms to sign up to, um, uh,
hmm.
yeah, stuff like this. Then of course in my own projects, then try to make a bit of pictures, a bit of videos, edit there, upload here, like, and then basically throughout the day sometimes I'm super motivated and
Yeah.
I do the whole day. But in the last weeks, I must be honest, it was not the case because I'm kind of, yeah, I've done it now 2.5 years. So I thought, come, take this couple of weeks time, take it easy to like, yeah, I mean, it's a time
Right.
off. So relax also in that aspect and not think, "Oh, I have to produce all the time and
Uh,
slowly I'm trying to come up into a level where I know, uh, okay, I manage so much in a day, which I'm happy with, where I see feedback is coming in, and then yeah, do what I
okay.
can do,
Yes.
but without getting crazy.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely good to take like long breaks without
Yeah,
working.
that's the thing.
It's
That was that's important, I think. Also to clear the brain, like
yeah, exactly. So I know like in American culture it's not really common to do that. People are just kind
in
of
what way?
working.
Okay,
Like
okay.
that's the norm is just, be productive all the time. Maybe a couple weeks
Yeah, I mean,
vacation, but yeah.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
it's good to
I understand.
refresh. And
Yeah, that's the thing. It's I don't know what you're doing. Do you do it in a long time frame in one day, or it's also a bit split up, let's say, like that, or I don't know.
well now I'm working, I have like a full-time job now, so I'm kind of like
Yeah.
in a more productive mode, but like last year I took a lot of time off, so took like a few months off at a
Okay.
time just to,
Yeah.
travel and get refreshed. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
for sure. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's
Important, Andre.
very important. Yeah, I didn't realize how important it was
For the
until I
mental
actually
health.
did it. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And so,
Uh,
I guess another question is like, for how do you, um, how do you deal with community while you're living in a van traveling around? Do you have like a community of fellow van dwellers, or you just kind of meet people?
yeah, that's a thing of, to be honest, not directly. No, it's in the places where I park. Let's say like this is usually not a lot of people.
Mhm.
So it's then from the one side, how do you say, very a fast dynamic. So either the one, two, three, four other they are open and you get directly into a conversation or spend time together. Like for example, as we speak now, yesterday it was a situation. A couple of people drove up. We had a short chat, and then we sat and had lunch together and talked and got to know each other. Blah blah blah. They left in the evening. Easy, nice. But sometimes it's not. People who also go to, let's say, spots where there are not a lot of people would like to have their time for themselves, so they're a bit more closed, not directly unfriendly. They will say the hello and how are you, blah blah blah, but there is not more.
Hmm.
And then basically, yeah, community wise, I mean, um, I try to contact my friends and my family like every now and then, to like to keep in touch, to exchange. So it's a bit of a virtual telephone to the every now and then physical meeting.
Right. Yeah. So your family's in Cyprus, right?
Yeah, and in Germany, yeah, it's like
In Germany. Hmm.
uh,
Awesome.
so yeah. Also try to like visit them as often as possible, to like the friends and family, like either in Germany or in Cyprus, to like park the car somewhere 2 weeks and then fly to there and then yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
But more or less, it's a lot of time alone. Yeah, by myself, not alone directly.
Right. By yourself. So, yeah. Do you do any like meditation or any kind of spiritual
I
practice?
try, I try. I try
Yeah.
just like be it in the morning, it's I kept it since now years, and it's nice. Like, try to like 10, 15 minutes, sit and let the thoughts pass by. And but it's also the same in the walking thing. There are different mediums to like uh, yeah, do it.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, it would be nice to have a travel partner every now and then, or like also for longer. But at the moment, it's
Right.
not like that.
Right.
But
Yeah.
hey, it is what it is.
Right. Yeah, just gotta kind of roll with it, flow with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. But cool. So, all right, I guess we'll wrap that up here. Do you have any final things you'd like to say or any advice for anyone who wants to do van life?
For sure. Thanks for having me. Like,
No,
to
yeah,
it
no
was nice
problem.
to make this.
Yeah, you're the
And
first
I don't know for
first one I've had in a van. First podcast actually in the van.
nice.
So it's pretty cool seeing the
Yeah.
background.
Okay, nah, cool. Exactly. And I don't know, advice. Hey, try out. Try out things, and if people do want to do the online remote things, digital nomad life. I mean, I think now it's more not directly easier, but more accessible than ever before. So rock and
Yeah,
roll,
for
do it.
sure.
It's an experience. Either you will like it or not, or maybe you will like it partially. Whatever is, I think, try it out.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, gotta try. Never know until you try, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. And you have a YouTube channel too, right? Right? Moving the way.
I try to document this process. Yeah,
Okay.
this yeah, going through life. Um,
Okay.
yeah, experience. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's really cool. Really cool. So
So yeah, exactly. It was,
yeah, so all right. Thank you, Petrus, for coming on today.